Oh, it's me again, and this time I will be updating on my progress. Week 10, sorry, week 11. Oh my, it is week 11. So, week 11, the progress of my EXP 301 course, and ultimately the OSED exam. Yeah, so, wow, it's week 11 now, and I know some people finish the PDF and the exercises in week 8 or 10. So I'm definitely taking it very slow. Yeah, and currently I'm at chapter 11, and it is namely the format string specifier attack chapter. So this format string specifier attack chapter is split into two parts and the offensive security course. So yeah, I don't have a content page for you. If you would refer to the content page, you would see that there is a chapter 11 that is called the format string specifier attack part 1, and then chapter 12 format string specifier attack part 2. So I went through the theory, the text, and not all the exercises yet. So at least for the text part, I can tell that chapter 11 is about write primitive, and then chapter 12 is about, chapter 11 is about read primitive, and then chapter 12 is about write primitive. So um, yeah, to summarize everything, uh, this format string specifier tag is to bypass ASLR and DEP if there is DEP, but mostly um, the info leak from this format string specifier vulnerability would allow hackers to bypass ASLR. So these are basically what I summarized the whole two chapters into, and very very fundamentally it's just 5 steps. So the first one would be to find the to find that vulnerability that usually happens on printf or VNS print or whatever, mainly legacy C runtime functions that somehow does not do safe development or safe code. So you can do things like maybe write some things into memory addresses and or read things in memory addresses using specific string specifiers such as the S string, the percentage S string specifier, or the percentage N string specifier. But anyway, that is all summarized into vulnerability, which is step 1. So first step, we need to find the vulnerability, and yeah, it's honestly not easy. So the vulnerability can be summarized into an opcode trigger and buffer overflow. It's a combination of two. So in the buffer overflow sent to the program, which is in this case the Trivoli Manager app or the Fastback Server app. So the buffer will be sent over remotely, and then within which opcode is included, and then this opcode is found to trigger certain functions and certain program features. Yeah, so in this course material, I'll just review it. They did mainly reverse engineering, so a lot of reverse engineering to find out what is the opcode trigger, which honestly I thought was too much, and I will definitely need to go back and refer to it. But we should not be we should not be discouraged, even though reverse engineering is maybe not something that we do all the time. Yeah, I'm just putting faith in whatever is in the content, and you know, repeat till I get it. Yeah, so step two, which is the read primitive, it's also a lot of reverse engineering, and mainly the reverse engineering is aimed towards creating a stack leak and then storing that stack leak onto some sort of a log. In this case, the event log print. So event log print is one of the function or API in the program, and then we use it to store a stack address leak into the event log, and then not forgetting that you also need to read the log and then remotely send back the whatever is inside the log, which should contain our stack leak. So in this case, what we aim to achieve is just a buffer overflow remotely from our Kali machine onto the Windows VM, which contains the Fastbatch server or Trivoli Manager app, and then it would trigger some sort of what do you call it? The format string specifier vulnerability that causes a stack address leak, and then send it back to our Kali machine remotely. So with that information, we still have not bypassed ASLR. We only discovered an address in a stack, which helps a lot. I mean, what we need to do now is just find an offset to another native DLL. In this case, we aim for the kernel32.dll. And then within the kernel32.dll, you can find maybe like virtual log or virtual maybe right memory. I'm not sure. Oh no, that is yeah, correct. But in this case, I think we used a totally different API. But that would be chapter 12, so I'll need to check it out again. And then once we get an offset to the native API, we will need to do a write primitive on the program, such that ultimately we aim to exploit the software. We need to write executable code, shell code. Yeah, and in this is where I think the DEP bypass would be implemented. That would be chapter 12. I've read through it, but not thoroughly. So that would be the next thing. And then finally, we find a step buffer that we control, and then run our shell code. So yeah, it's not easy. A lot of reverse engineering, a lot of the whole entire OSED course or EXP301 course has been very focused on reverse engineering the Trivoli Manager app, and I find that a bit concerning. But I was reassured time and time again in the Discord chat that we should not measure ourselves against the reverse engineering chapter. Yeah, and we should have faith and just keep repeating the lessons, the exercise, and most importantly, the extra mile. Yeah. Yeah, and so this is taking it very easy, and I think by the next video I'll have completed most of the theory, the text, the theory, and I'll be focusing on the exercises. In fact, I've already finished like 50% of the exercises. Maybe I'll even move on to extra mile exercises by next week. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my progress. although I think it can get quite overwhelming if you do not have a strong frame of mind. But if you find yourself maybe tired out or something, just go to the Discord chat, and I'm so happy that there are people there to support. Yeah, and maybe just to share something interesting, I found this little chat, not chat, this YouTube channel that talks about exploit development as a career very well. In fact, not just exploit development, I think it kind of preempts how a person or a career man should approach cybersecurity as his career. And I think this is really helpful. Yeah, don't let this discourage you from learning. I mean, you do not have to work in exploit development or exploit writing, right? It's just for learning, you know. Before taking this course, I have no idea about Win Debugger. I have no idea about IDA Pro. Now I can follow along the course material quite closely, which I'm quite glad. Yeah, and maybe share some other things. This is actually the Chinese New Year week, and yeah, it has been festive season, festive holidays one after another, and yeah, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from um, going through the lessons. Yeah, one thing I find quite helpful is that uh, other than just focusing on the course, you can do something on the side. For me, my New Year's resolution is not just getting the OSED. I have something else, so that helps a lot to kind of take your mind off this sometimes very mind-numbing concepts and very mind-numbing assembly language. Uh, yeah, and it helps to like give you a break. Other than that, let me see what else I have here that I can share with you. Oh yes, I can share this with you. So yeah, like what I said, the S specifier, the N specifier, they are the printf string format specifiers, and the S specifier can go into address and dereference it. Pretty cool. And then the N specifier can write on an address that you specify, which is wow, interesting based on your buffer input. Yeah, so I can't show you this because these are like course content. Yeah, but yeah, so if you take a look, this should be the entirety of my exploit dev notebook. There shouldn't be any more chapters because I'm already at the last one. So yeah, pretty good. I'm thinking maybe I can take another maximum of. I can't tell you. I'm not sure. I've not planned out my exam date. That's what I can tell you. I've not planned out my exam date, and yeah, I'm closing in onto my third month. I think the 2nd of February or the 3rd of February would be the end of my third month. So now it's 23rd. So that's about like what, 11 days? Yeah, 11 days to 3 months of EXP 301 course. Yeah, that's about it. This video is mainly, I used to track my progress. So I think it can get quite boring sometimes, but yeah, hope this helps anyone. Helps me mainly when I go back and review my own progress. And yeah, maybe I can say to myself, good luck and have fun. See you again. Bye bye.